What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 172 of Real Estate Podcast. I'm here with Griffin.
Crab.
No, I'm here with Adam.
What do we say we're going to call this month? We had a name for it.
I thought that was starting after this episode.
Well, it's July, though.
I don't even remember, dude.
Yeah, me either.
I'll have to rewind the tapes.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Anyway, what's up, guys? Watch the movie.
Yeah, we just celebrated one of the most important holidays in American culture, right?
Mhm.
And appropriately enough, it fell like right on the perfect
Did.
time to do one of the most important films of my upbringing.
Is it?
Yeah, dude. I'll be like right here. Men in Black,
Oh, yeah.
Independence Day, those shitty Batman movies,
Mm-hmm.
like all that stuff was stuff that we watched
Wrapped up in the
constantly
childhood, yeah.
as kids. Yeah, Jurassic Park was in there. You know what I mean? It was just like Jurassic Park and Independence Day kind
Yeah.
of flirted that line of being appropriate and not appropriate for kids at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they both had Brundlefly in them.
Yeah.
And in both movies, he said, this thing's got to go faster, 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 faster.
So this was a movie that I watched a lot as a kid because, I mean, we don't like the 50s kind of like wore the fucking alien movies out, the invasion movies. You know what I mean?
Well, and the graphics weren't the best. So,
Well, yeah, you're right. But I mean, it's kind of like the 50s did, what the 60s and 70s did to westerns. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's kind of that same idea.
they just replaced the Indians with aliens.
Yeah.
They
And-
replaced illegal aliens with aliens.
Would you say it definitely brought the invasion movie back?
Well, I think it's kind of like, I mean, since it happened earlier in history, we get a good invasion movie from time to time, but it doesn't happen as often as, same thing with Westerns. We get a good
Mhm.
Western from time to time, but it doesn't happen near as often as I think it should. You know what I mean? And then you have people doing their own unique takes on the invasion film, like Arrival, which was a completely original, interesting idea of an quote unquote invasion style movie. So
Yeah.
it's like
What
there's
was that other
more
one we watched?
Annihilation.
The bad one.
Oh, Battle Los Angeles?
Nope. Remember it had it wasn't 100% terrible, but it had what's his name, John Goodman, and he wore
Oh.
at the end of the movie he wore the
10
bomb down.
Cloverfield Lane.
No, it was the one where
I
they
can't
had
remember
that
the name of it. That's
Iron
all.
Maiden, the Iron Maiden skin.
But it was an invasion film.
Yeah,
I'm
more
looking
or
for the
less.
name, and
It
Go ahead,
was,
though.
but
I'm
and
looking
and
for
then we get Independence Day. Then we get District 9, which is a different take on an invasion, kind of faux invasion type deal. And I mean, it's just we don't get enough of them. But this one really stands out to me because it is like the first alien invasion movie that I can remember watching. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where it's like we're on Earth, they show up and they just fuck everything up.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no peace.
Yeah, there's just it's classic. Like the lines of good and evil are set very definitively in the movie, and I feel like if they maybe tried to do this now, there would be some stupid subplot of finding the middle ground, and
Mhm.
someone becomes mentally connected to the other side. So there's this, but like in this one, it's almost like they took all those tropes and was like, nope, none of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it with the scene where the autopsy, where the thing where shit goes crazy and it fucking slings around his neck, and they have
the crazy
the,
doctor.
the one exchange between man and alien in the movie, and
And all you need to know, no peace.
yeah, absolutely.
He's like, all right, fucking nuke them. We were talking about that earlier. That was one of the funny scenes when they go to Area, because they're like, no, Area 51. They're calling dude crazy, and the guy was like, well,
That's not entirely
yeah.
accurate.
Yeah,
And it's always that guy always plays a dick.
yeah, he does.
He's like the perfect dick in a movie, you know. So then it
Yeah.
cuts to him coming in, and like the guy, the scientist, the lead scientist, walking up, and you could tell he hasn't seen the sun in a while. He's like, we
He's
don't
all
get out a lot, and just happy
Yeah.
to be seeing you. Never thought this would happen, you know. And
Bill
going to see the
Pullman.
big boy.
Yeah, he's looking around like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this guy's
crazy.
deal? Yeah, but I mean, all right. So with that discussion in mind, I understand plausible deniability. I get that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, hey, Area 51 exists, and
Sure.
you don't want to know what's happening there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
it'll
enough
change your
inf-
world.
Well, and that's enough information in and of
Mhm.
itself right there to be like, hey, let's go to fucking Area 51 when this shit starts popping off. And did y'all get the connections between, and this is going to be kind of far reaching, but the connections between Bill Pullman, his version of the president, and our current version of the president, where he's just like, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Everything's good. Don't worry about it. Stay in your homes. It's fine.
Mhm.
And then like
Until it's not
whenever,
fine.
yeah, and then when shit starts popping off, then he's like, I could have saved millions of lives. Like, what
And
the
then-
fuck?
And then those motherfuckers are just vaporized and probably still some of the best like practical effect shots
yeah,
ever made.
When that
Agreed.
fucking first one blows that building up,
Yeah,
see all those people standing up there with their signs.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're like, it's opening.
I hope they bring back Elvis.
Yeah.
I love the way that they did the building explosions with those things.
They
Like
look great.
how it come through the building and exploded from the inside out. It was such a fucking great idea. You know what I
And
mean?
then you cut to this. All the people running, y'all. Did y'all count how many cars? were
Yeah.
Fucking just cars were just flying everywhere, dude. They just come, and then they would do the thing where a car would come across the screen and like land on the camera, and that was the thing to cut to the next shot.
Yeah.
This went on for some time.
Yeah.
Cars,
they had
cars,
to show,
cars.
They had to show the gravity of the situation.
Well, every angle that would go on to be used in all other disaster movies. I mean, this movie kind of set the tone for that.
Yeah, it covered it all.
When I was watching it, because it's been a while since I've seen it, guys. So I picked up on little things that I'd forgot about, you know.
Yeah.
And when she got in that little side room and was calling the dog, I was like, "Don't you do this to me right now. I can't remember if this dog lives or dies.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
you do this?" But
And
he
it does
made it.
it does the dog the classic jump
Yeah.
to safety.
You could tell there was definitely a screen there,
Yeah.
but still, he got out of there. I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
there's
it goes down, man.
well, there's a lot of stuff in this that I didn't remember because it has been a while for me as well. And we were talking about this a minute ago, Trav. It's like once that shit started popping off,
Oh.
those things started moving to other cities. And like that's something that I didn't remember watching it as a kid. You know, you just see the initial attack, but that and you see it, of course, at the end where it starts moving towards Area 51 and all that stuff. But that shit, I mean, there is no telling what the fucking casualty in this film was. You know what I mean?
Well,
Oh,
when he said
yeah.
we're being exterminated,
Yeah, and you realize it's like,
that something could
Well-
show up and do that.
Well,
yeah,
I think it's because they were clever with their budget. They spent money so you could see widespread destruction from the ships and get the
Mhm.
visual popcorn aspect of it. But all those little bits of dialogue that like when we were kids we didn't really give a shit about because
Mhm.
we were like, come on, let's get back to more
Yeah.
building, more boom. You
Back
know,
to the aliens.
like it heavily implies that like they're fucking wrecking our ass, dude.
And
Like
it was like in 36 hours, every city will be gone.
yeah,
So we're fucked.
yeah,
And we can't bomb them. Here's this shot, guys. All right, everything's popping off. The government knows about the ships, know they're coming, but they haven't told anyone yet. Will Smith wakes up. The kid's like, aliens, aliens, and they're like, go outside and play. Go lay down and play somewhere.
Yeah.
When he gets up, he's putting the coffee on. I'm gonna go get the paper.
Yeah.
He walks out there, picks that paper up, looks to the left, looks to the right. Where's everybody going? Looks straight ahead, and it's like, oh shit, dude. As soon as I walked outside, I would have saw that shit.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, you didn't
Yeah.
see that when you came outside?
Yeah.
God damn, it was massive. But then you had that scene, that classic scene that they would use in trailers of him, where he first sees it. It does that push and zoom
Yeah.
on
Push
his
forward.
face, and it just was like, oh shit, that ain't good.
Or the fact that realistically nobody heard these ships coming in through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't remember them when they came in. They had all that fire and shit around them. I didn't remember that.
That was one of my favorite scenes from
I just
the film.
remembered them coming in,
Oh, the big reveal.
Yeah.
The monster music's playing in full force.
which
You're
was
like,
cool way to
okay.
do it, because have it going on in all these places, and then right there in that one scene, you see it. I think it was New York. It breaks through the fucking. It's like, uh-oh,
Yeah.
that's big. What
I
did they say?
love the
Each one
way-
was 15 miles.
Yeah. That's a big ass fucking ship, you know?
No, it's enough to wipe a city out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes is them things busting through the clouds. And it looks like a fucking badass storm rolling
Yeah.
up. And it's a badass fucking storm rolling up, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? More or less. But it's one of those invasion films that's done so right in
Oh,
so
yeah.
many ways. I mean, just like, having all these I love that they have all these moving parts in the first 45 minutes to an hour. You see Brundle fly, you see Will Smith, you see the president, you see, all these moving parts.
Gotta call my mother.
Yeah, Randy Quaid, you see him, you see everything. And then like it all comes together. It's perfect the
Yep.
way that they did it. You know what I mean? Because you're like, why am I seeing this person? Why am I
Yeah.
seeing this guy's backstory? Why am I seeing this crop duster that's drunk and he's been abducted by aliens?
The girlfriend picks up the president's wife, and
Yeah,
Randy Quaid picks up Will Smith with his alien body, and he's like,
yeah,
"You think they're just gonna let us in?" He's like, "You got a pass to get in?" He's like, "How's this for a pass?"
yeah. Is this
Pulls that
no
alien
clear-
shit back. He's like, "Go ahead,
Yeah.
let them in."
I'll just leave this here with you. They're like,
Mm-mm.
That shot of him walking through the desert, like I could
Oh,
feel the
man.
110 degrees off of that fucker, man.
Dragging that bastard. You notice when he's dragging him, he's kind of balled up in that parachute, but when he stands up in that room, it's like he's a little bit bigger than that parachute was. He said, "Dragging your ass through the desert with your dreadlocks hanging out." I was supposed to be off this weekend. You decide you want to come down here and start some shit? That was funny.
yeah. And I love Will Smith's performance. Like it
Right.
wasn't too over the top comedy, but it wasn't too like in your face badass action hero or anything. It was just like the right mix of like he's a soldier and he's there to do his job at the
No
end
matter
of the
what.
day. Yeah. And
Even if it means driving a spaceship up into a fucking
yeah.
mothership.
And that was one thing that I really liked too was him and Brundle Fly really doesn't have any type of relationship whatsoever.
Mhm.
Like they meet here, he's the nerd, I'm the pilot,
He said,
and then
he said, "Can you really do all of that?" What did he say to him? He said, "Can you really fly this thing?" He said, "Can you really do all that shit you just said?"
yeah,
Understood right there.
yeah.
Nope,
Oh,
but I'm
yeah.
gonna try.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then you really don't get to see them together for long. I mean, they fly out of the atmosphere, they dock and all that stuff, and then they get down, they're smoking the cigar, they kind of have that one moment,
Hmm.
back and forth there. But it's like it's enough of a moment to change everybody's relationship forever. Like those guys just became best friends right there in that
Oh, yeah.
moment. You know what I mean?
They'll forever
Yeah.
be
And
friends.
that's what was so badass about that because like you didn't have this whole build up where it's like I know this guy and I know this guy and
Nah.
we've been friends for so long. it's just
Yeah.
the way that it was written and everything was so well done.
When
You
somebody's
know?
like, "So how did you guys meet?" And it's like, "Well,
Yeah,
remember that alien
crazy.
invasion we had a few years ago?
Yeah,
We kind of solved the problem."
yeah,
You know, this show. See, he did Bad Boys in '95, so this came out in '96, so it had to be filming in '95.
Yeah.
Bad Boys probably filmed in '94. The last season of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was 1996. Makes sense.
Yeah.
He got 2 blockbusters, and it's like, dude, you can't be making TV anymore. We gotta get you in the. We need a movie every year. You're raking in dough.
Yeah.
So he got on it.
and he did. He fucking pumped out one great movie after another there
Oh,
for
yeah.
several years. But yeah, man, it was. The cast was perfect.
Yeah.
The way that it was written was perfect. And one thing that I really liked, and it really shows how much has changed from 96 until now. Whenever they start sending out messages via Morse code,
Mhm.
and they send it to Iraq, and they're like, the Americans have a plan, thank fucking
Yeah.
God.
What time are we
You know what I
bombing
mean?
them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and then it shows Russia. It just jumps around to all these other places.
Yeah.
And it was like our country was so well respected at that time and
Yeah.
place. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like, what y'all's move gonna be?
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
we'll
when
follow
the one
suit.
guy, I think he was like Russian or something, when he's like, Americans have a plan. He said it took them long enough.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. And I mean
that shit went
it
right out the window.
yeah. You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But that was one of those things where it's like it's really nice to see that, even if it was from a film from fucking 1996. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
for so long, like, the United States was like the fucking problem solver of the world,
Yeah.
more or less. You
World
know what I
police.
mean? And then, you know, now we are the laughing stock of the world, more or less, you know? So,
There was a great documentary made about us called Team America.
yeah, for
World
real,
police.
right? But no, it's a great movie, man. And I miss a good invasion film. Like, whenever Spielberg did War of the Worlds,
Mhm.
I loved it, dude.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a
That's true.
fan. I'm a fan of fucking crazy ass anyway, Tom Cruise. But you know, it's just that idea of like, we're on Earth, some other shit shows up, and we're not underwater like in, you know, the Abyss, or we're not in space like in Alien, or we're on our own. We're on home planet. You know what I'm saying? We're at home
Mhm.
base, and some motherfuckers show up, and just people coming together and fucking rallying against it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like,
we get down to 14% military,
yeah,
and he said, "Go down there and find some pilots." And then, dude, even the president was like, "I'm a fighter pilot.
dude,
I
that
belong
is
up there."
one of the greatest things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, dude couldn't argue with him because he lost his wife to this just now.
Yeah,
This was his chance to go back and
yeah.
make it
Right
right.
the
At least
wrong.
get a
Yeah,
fucking shot on him. And
yeah,
they took that first shot. Force field was still up. He said, "I'm gonna do one more,"
yeah.
and it goes through. They still couldn't cause enough damage, but when dude's like, "We're all out of rockets. We're all out of rockets," and then he comes in, "On my way, Mr. President," you know.
They're like, who is that
Oh
guy?
shit, this was awesome. And he comes in, he's like, "I've been fucking." They're like, "You got any flight experience?" He's like, "Yeah, I was in did some crop dusting, but about 10 years ago, I was abducted by aliens, did all these weird experiments on me." Everybody's like, "Oh shit, dude." Uh, I'm happy to be here. Keep the coffee coming. So I
Yeah.
picked a bad day to quit drinking. When he cut that rocket on while he was on the ground, he's like, "Ugh." But when he came in, dude, and he said, go for fucking Cat 31 or something, number 2, and he hit it, and it didn't go, and it's like, oh shit, it didn't go. He's like, fuck it.
Yeah, YOLO.
Looked at the picture. Well, if they don't destroy the ship, it's gonna kill everybody down there.
Yeah.
So
So his kids were
true
dead.
hero.
Yeah.
And that was a cool shot, him riding it into it.
Yeah. I'm back. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we got a documentary out of it as well. because we saw Randy Quaid going fucking nutters
Yeah.
right in front of our eyes, and then now he's that person. So,
He was abducted by Hollywood killers.
yeah.
The speech
Remember
the
what-
president gives.
Oh God.
Classic.
Oh man, you could almost take that today and use it.
Yeah.
They could put that over footage of us burning our country down.
You could see where Idris Elba canceled the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like you could, I like it. I always thought his speech in Pacific Rim was eerily similar to.
Yeah.
Before
in
he
a
went
good
in,
way.
he watched Independence Day.
Yeah. Well,
It's like I watched this great American film.
Asian
'cause it's-
film.
Yeah. So. But yeah, man, I loved it. And after I watched this, you know what I always think of though?
What?
Mars Attacks.
Oh yeah.
Because they come out kind of around the
Yeah.
same time. You know what I mean?
I remember as a kid, I hated that fucking movie.
Mars
Really?
Attacks.
Yeah. Because aliens won.
Well, you know.
Yeah. We lost to that. You know? Like,
Yeah. Tim Burton, man.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. Oh, man.
You had fucking James Bond.
What a weird fucking he was in it.
Yeah.
What a strange movie. Danny DeVito, Martin
Yeah.
Short, Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
It was a strange movie.
It
well,
was.
it's one of those that, like, you don't realize that movie's not aimed for kids, you know? Like,
No,
not at
obviously.
all. So
And I
Independence
watched as
Day
a
dropped
child, so it was
July
just, you know.
the 3rd. So they
Yes.
dropped it late, that way it would be on, and I'm sure people ate that up. Mars Attacks came out December the 13th, 1996. So same year.
Yeah.
Working on them at the same time,
Yeah.
more or less.
It's like, well, we're doing a comedy.
Yeah. And Will Smith's not in our film, you know? you know? So. But yeah, I loved it, man. I mean, I'm glad that we did it on the pod because I don't know when I ever would have watched it again, you know?
Right.
Probably with my kids or something, several years from now, but I'm glad we did it on the pod. We should make it a yearly tradition.
To watch Independence Day around the 4th.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do that because I used to have a tradition where I would watch The Exorcist on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You got your Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, what better fucking 4th of July movie than
It is a
Independence?
good 4th of July
ID4.
movie. Now,
You know?
are you going to watch the other one or just this one?
I haven't seen the other one.
You haven't seen it?
No.
I
So-
watched it, but I don't remember it.
Was
I
it, did they bring anybody back?
Brundlefly's in it.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
And Will Smith's replacement was Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth.
Ugh.
But here's the tagline for the movie. We had 20 years to prepare. So did they.
Oh, Bill Pullman's in it.
Dropped on June the 24th, 2016.
Vivica A. Fox. There's a,
Came back.
Brent Spiner. He's back. even
They
though
brought back the dad,
he died.
Schmuckus.
Yeah. I thought these were bad for your health.
Yeah.
That's what he said to him at the end.
Everyone's trying to leave DC. We're the only schmucks trying to get in.
Yeah. It was funny when he came to him at the end, though, and they were getting ready to go, and he handed him the Bible.
Yeah.
I loved how ridiculous the little personal tech Brundlefly had throughout the movie, like that little tiny satellite he put on the car to
Yeah. Or that
hack the phone.
that little IBM computer with a phone on top of it,
Yeah.
like a landline built into it. He's like,
Chuck
you're a
Hatch.
fucking genius.
Catch our 2001 reference.
I did. When he cut it on, it said, "Hi, Dave."
Yeah.
It had that little eye thing. It didn't look exactly like it, but yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't remember that. Now we watched the. Trav, did you watch the one that was on the server?
No, I watched my DVD.
All right. Well, I had the remastered theatrical version, and I did notice some stuff that wasn't in it or something. Like there was stuff that I remembered from another version that wasn't in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I just remember looking for certain scenes and them not being in it.
I get that. But yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
ready to rate
full star.
that thing. Yeah. I think we should give it one of those golden fucking saucers.
Give it a golden saucer.
Yeah, dude. Let me go into this. I love the ship design
Yeah.
and I love the alien design.
Yeah.
Like all of that shit. And then like how he explained that like when they landed, they had like this weird like exoskeleton type armor shit on.
Yeah.
But they breathe oxygen. They're just like us.
Yeah.
And then whenever he had that moment where the president kind of saw into his mind and was like, they're moving from planet to planet, exhausting all the resources. So it's like, we're all going to fucking die. And then they're going to rip our planet to shreds. And then they're going to move on to the next planet.
Mhm.
Like that's the end game here.
It's us dealing with a super predator,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Did you notice when you see the final form of that one where it's open, and then remember the one up top where he's like, they got no idea what's happening, do they? They're smiling and waving at it.
Yeah.
I love that little shit talking scene
Yeah.
for sure.
But the one you see there,
Yeah. That's his exoskeleton open, right?
yeah, and
That's
that's what
like-
he looks like on the inside.
One thing too, and this brought it back to me as well. When their suits are open, it kind of looks like a vagina.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, because they're pussies, Trav. Confirmed.
But the way that alien looked kind of remind me of the one from The Abyss.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you see them and they're waving at them,
Yeah.
it kind of look weird like that.
And then I had the fucking skull and crossbones pop up
Yeah.
on the screen. And
He
it's like,
went-
what the fuck?
He went, like, what the fuck is this? Just keep waving, just keep waving.
Great
Hilarious.
movie. Fucking Golden Saucer, dude. I'm giving it a full star. What are you giving it, Trav?
Full star.
Full motherfucking star. Yeah. Great movie, man. And I can't imagine that there's anybody out there that's listening to us that's never seen this movie. But
Right.
on the off chance that you haven't, do yourself a favor. It's not too late
Nah.
to enjoy a great sci-fi film, and not really as sci-fi as much as just good old action terror.
Fucking rescue mission, dude.
Yeah,
Save the planet. Fuck the city, save the planet.
yeah. Fuck no, not just one city. Fuck all the
Yeah.
cities. Save the planet. You know. So I do want to mention this real quick. Even though it's not, movie related or anything, but Charlie Daniels passed.
That's right.
So I mean, not movie related, but
May he get his golden fiddle.
it's Charlie
Well,
Daniels, dude.
we were talking about it last night. Whenever the end of the world kicks off, he's gonna fight the devil.
We're all gonna watch.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a big concert.
Yeah. So
Can't
that's
wait.
gonna. Yeah. At least we
But
got
it's-
that to look forward
But
to.
it's music channeled into like it's gonna visually look like a Dragon Ball Z fight. Like there's gonna be like energy beams all
Yeah.
over the fucking place.
With Charlie Daniels wearing like rhinestone and shit.
Yeah, playing the violin and it's shooting like the equivalent of Darkseid's Omega beams.
Yeah. But we do have a couple little tidbits of movie news here. And I'm gonna start at the top here. So there is a Fallout TV show coming from Amazon Studios, and the creators of Westworld. So Amazon Studios has a Fallout TV series in the works, according to Deadline. Westworld creators Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy of Kilter Films will head up the show, along with Todd Howard and James Altman from Bethesda. Fallout's an iconic global franchise. They go in and so apparently they're enormous fans of their work, and they're going to take it to the next level and make a series out of it. So I'm not opposed to it at all.
The Westworld guys did a good job. So
yeah,
this is a fun world to play through in a video game. So I feel like it would make for a good story as well, especially if they let them like do their own original story, write their own version of the vault dweller getting out, and or maybe do something where we get a little life before and a little life after, like the bombs drop episode 5, and then the last little bit is the start of the wasteland, or we do it's just there's so many cool avenues they could take with the property.
Well, I think a good way to do it, in my opinion, would be do an original story every season.
Changing it up.
Yeah,
Not just
because
doing
like
the same storyline.
Yeah, because think about it. I mean, in this Fallout world, every place on Earth has been affected by this, right? So in the games, we've got several different places that this has happened, and it would be nice if in the series that they had
What you say?
they took it a little bit further. Kind of like what I wanted with the Walking Dead spinoff, where it was going to be each episode or each season was going to be a different story. It would be nice if we got one set in China or Japan or Australia, or you know what I mean? And we just kind of see the things that have that's affected the world, instead of keeping it all centralized in the United States.
Yeah, or they could do something cool. I think maybe with having a story that's original, but let it kind of lean and bounce off of the various plots that we've already kind of seen through the games. I mean, it would be cool for a season finale where you've been following a vault dweller, or a group, if they want to go the Stephen King route and have it a group of people, a la Walking Dead too, but have it where they're setting up place to go, they're surviving, they're dealing with the ghouls, all that crap, and the final season or the season finale, they roll up in like a village, and they have to show down, get the supplies, but as they're leaving, you just see some people walking up, and it's fucking Caesar and them from New Vegas.
Right.
Like and even have us, you could deal with, people having to fight off the Brotherhood of Steel. I mean, or even do what?
The synths.
Yeah. You could even, it would be even crazy considering it's going to be written by Nolan. It could be a thing too where you have a story play out, and the finale is dude wakes up and he's been locked in that fucking simulation capsule from 3.
Yeah.
And it's just a mind fuck. I mean, I'm just trying to think of ways they could pull a story off without having to drop a budget that we know it's not going to get.
Yeah.
They could, maybe they can afford one good wasteland shot, and I feel like it would be the finale.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, but I'm pretty excited. I mean, that's an interesting enough universe to venture into. So I'm excited to see what all they're going to be able to do with, super mutants and fucking big ass crabs and you name it. Like, that the games were so interesting anyway because of the way that the plot was and the freedom of choice, this, that, and the other. it's going to be interesting to see how that translates into, you know, a serialized show. So
Yeah.
next we've got Affleck signs Batman contract for HBO Max. So Affleck is again said to be back as Batman and attached to HBO Max, the recently launched streaming service from AT&T and Warner Media. Back in May, saw the first rumors surface from 4chan about Affleck back as Batman, and now the Lightcast and Cultured Nerd YouTube channels claim the same. The new info claims that Affleck has already signed a new contract to return as Batman, and that Affleck will be involved in additional appearances related to HBO Max and Zack Snyder Justice League movies. Movies with an S. It says Ben has indeed signed a new contract and he is coming back. The official announcement is expected to happen either at DC Fandom or during Justice Con. One of those two. We're going to get that announcement, but it's going to happen before September. We're going to get an official announcement, and we are going to get the Snyderverse Batman is going to be returning. They're bringing back everybody. This is planned. This is a design because of Zach. This is a plan that they're moving forward. I mean, I keep saying it is a great time to be a DC fan. So, and then this article just continues to break it down. You know what I mean? It says, so basically it says here, the thing that caught my attention was Justice League movies with an S.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're talking about the DC multiverse, how that could potentially happen, where you've got, Batman, you've got Robert Pattinson's Batman, you've got all the different Jokers, you've got all this other crazy shit going on. So they keep talking about, a multiverse, this, that, and the other. If they're going to let Snyder flesh out his vision and possibly do more things on the streaming service, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if that's how we get the Man of Steel follow up, the sequel, if he does it as a mini series or if he does it as just a standalone film that releases to the streaming service, I'm fine with it. I just want to see like Snyder kind of wrap up his original vision, and his original vision was what, Justice League, and then Man of Steel 2, and then a following Justice League, right? Wasn't there 2 Justice League movies playing with that cast?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
So, and we've talked about it here at length about, maybe he'll take everything that he had envisioned for both Justice League films, lump it all together, and release it as one basically series or whatever. Whatever they decide to do, I'm fine with. I'm just excited that Affleck's back because I thought that his Batman was fantastic. Affleck's easy to hate on, but
that's why he left.
Yeah, I mean,
it
he
says
didn't
at
want
the
to have.
bottom, he left because when they got rid of him, there's all this shit, and it says down there that all of the people that caused problems,
Yeah,
they're all gone. Zach's back in full force, and they gave him a blank check to finish his vision, and like all the trust is on him now. Like, make your movie.
Right. But it says here in this article that, interestingly enough, Jeff Johns has been blamed as the reason why Affleck left the Batman role, as Johns is said to have caused interference with Affleck's decisions involving the script. In addition, Zack Snyder brought Affleck on board as his choice for the DCEU Dark Knight. Since Snyder left Justice League, Affleck decided it wasn't worth all the headache to remain as Batman. Johns is also blamed for screwing over Snyder and problems with Justice League. They put Jeff Johns in charge as basically the Kevin Feige of the DC universe. And then as soon as he gets in, he kind of fucks everything up.
Which sucks because
he's a fucking great writer.
Absolutely.
He is a fantastic comic book writer, but comic book writer. Like, that's the key words there. I don't think that motherfucker knows shit about like running an actual visual media company. And that's fine.
You should have let them handle that and just work on the story, dude. Like, that's what you're here for.
Well, they should have used him as a point of reference. He should have been in cooperation with them.
Too much power.
Yeah, because like, doesn't Jeff Johns run DC Comics now? Or at one point he did run DC Comics, and that would have been a great partnership between WB and DC. And he not really be the Kevin Feige, but he be the consulting writer. He's like, all right, we've kind of backed ourselves into a corner. Help us out. Or hey, we want a long term story. Can you write something? And then let our own writers come in and throw their flavor on it. You approve everything. Like basically be like the Kevin Feige with a little bit more writing involvement. Because like I said, his writing is fucking amazing. There's no denying that. But I think that when they put him in that power position, he just went full fucking bullheaded with it and just fucked everything up. He's like the fucking Kathleen Kennedy of the DC universe. You know what I mean?
Call it that.
Well,
Rough.
I feel like HBO Max has been a godsend for all of this DC visual stuff.
Yeah.
Simply because the biggest problem that all DC properties have had has always been the money. It always feels like, in particular with like Batman and Superman, because those characters are held to such a high standard and they're such a lucrative thing that the company also treats them with a lot of fragility, you know?
Right.
And because I mean, think about all the stuff, all the just the scripts alone that Ben Affleck had been trying to work with, you know?
Yeah.
All the stuff that's been released now. So it seems like Warner Brothers finally stashed DC into HBO to be like, all right, you guys just handle this bullshit. We're tired of it. We don't care enough about listening to fans, and apparently what we think isn't good, so fuck it. You guys have at it. And HBO's like, we have Game of Thrones money. We'll fucking make some fucking superhero shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, all the better, I say.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, whenever you break it down, though, also like DC stories, specifically Batman, but DC stories in and of themselves, there's a lot more going on in a lot of ways, if that makes sense. Like Marvel's kind of like build up, you know, the mid fight, and then more build up, and then the final fight, whether the story arc is 12 issues or 24 issues, and it kind of weaves in and out from somewhat. But whenever you look at major DC stories and events that happen, there is so much shit that happens. Like,
it could easily take a year and a half to tell a full DC event as opposed to Marvel having theirs done within a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's like whenever they had, when they did World War III at DC, you had the 52 that was 52 issues, one a week. So a whole year you got 52 issues when normally you get 12, that builds up to World War III. And then you had 52 issues after that coming down from it.
Which is a lot of fucking plot.
A lot of and it's this fucking convoluted, complex fucking, you know, pins on a fucking map with fucking twine stringing them together. There's so much shit that happens. So I think it would translate better anyway if you put all of that, if you take all of that shit and you just put it into a fucking series format and just give us 10 episodes. You can flesh a lot of that shit out more in 10 episodes than you can in fucking 2 hours.
Well, it seems like they're going to be doing that, because if Affleck has signed a contract with HBO Max, I can only assume that they would do something like that because they have faith in whatever this Snyder Cut is going to be bringing. It clearly has faith to where Batfleck can show up again, and it makes sense. And you know, it just seems like everything that DC has done in the past several years is just all splayed out, and someone's like, you know what? Let's just make it a web.
Yeah.
And if something doesn't line up, then fuck it, we'll get to it and we'll deal with it when we get there.
Right.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. We'll see what happens. We're gonna have a lot of news and a lot of breakdowns and builds up before this Snyder Cut releases, but I'm excited.
Well, this past week he said no compromise.
which is good.
2017, all compromise.
Yeah,
Like that's what he said. This time, and now he feels like he's won
yeah,
because he didn't have because before they're gonna make him change a bunch of shit, and he was like,
yeah.
so he had to walk,
And then they fucked the movie up.
and now he gets to come back and do it the way he wanted to.
Yeah,
He won.
he did, which is great for him, man. Look, dude, there are so many people that shit on everything that Zack Snyder touches, and I have no fucking clue why.
I don't either.
Did y'all see where he tweeted out excited that the Batman vs Superman: Dawn of the Justice Ultimate Edition is now streaming on HBO Max? That was on the 4th when that was announced.
That's the version that everybody needs to watch.
So that's the one the damn directors.
Yeah,
That's not the one they show. Okay.
Because the one
Blu-ray only.
yeah, the one that they showed in theaters was not.
No, it's a
Was
different
not good.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just enough of a different. There's just enough difference there that it's different.
So now they
Yeah.
put that up, and he'll have his coming out later on next year,
yeah,
and he'll
And
just keep going.
to me, my argument with the Ultimate Edition is it's essentially just all the scenes that the audience should have put in their head is what was happening. One of them being, I remember one of the complaints was when Superman, the court scene, when Luthor detonates the bomb. In the regular cut, that happens and then it just cuts, and it's like, well, why didn't Superman do anything? Why didn't he save anything? And so in the Ultimate Edition, there's literally a scene that shows Superman bringing a body down and laying like he did like he helped.
That's all.
And I was like, man, that didn't really matter. Like,
well, not only that, but leading up to that court scene, they go in depth and explain that the mechanism that is holding the bomb is made out of lead. And they don't do that in the theatrical version. They just assume that you know that it's. And see, that's when I watched the theatrical version, I was like, there's been a lot of shit cut out, and you can tell. And it's not what all. And my fucking reptile brain started piecing these little things together. And then when the Ultimate Edition comes out, it's like, I was right about this. I was right about this.
yeah,
I was right about Batman not killing anybody. I was right about people in prison killing people that Batman put in prison to make Batman look like he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just my lizard brain connect. Yeah. But people need that. People are stupid and they need to be force fed all the plot. You know what I mean?
The scene that I enjoyed the most seeing it in it, added to it, I did like the extra scene that implied that Luthor had touched base with Steppenwolf, that he's already, like, you know, like he ushered in the cosmic aspect of this story that's going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
I like that they added it. I mean, it wasn't a half to half type of thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, when all the stuff they did bring back, it killed me that they couldn't have just released it like that in theaters, because they were already shitting the bed, and it was already making articles for its runtime already.
Yeah.
So at that point, why cut it down and instead just go, yeah, this is get your popcorn, get your drink, and get ready to at least miss 10 minutes because you're going to go take a piss. Sorry, it's a long fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when the studio gets too involved and think that they know best, you know, when they don't. They don't know dick. But we got some news on this Monster Hunter shit. So we got Mila Jovovich has all the power in new look at Paul W.S. Anderson's Monster Hunter. One of the few.
Heavy.
Yeah, right. One of the few genre films that's currently still set for theatrical release in 2020 is Paul W.S. Anderson's Monster Hunter, an adaptation of the Capcom video game. Blah blah blah. It's supposed to be released September the 4th, and recently got a PG-13 rating for sequences of creature action and violence throughout. I mean, it's kind of what you go to watch a fucking movie called Monster Hunter for anyway. Anderson told Empire, although Milla's character not specifically in the game, she chose the same armor and weapons she uses in the game. So there were aspects of her game character that got folded into the movie representation. Jovovich herself added, I experimented with different weapons during the game and was able to kill more monsters with those blades. I thought they looked really beautiful in an action sequence. Check out the image below. Yeah, they look cool.
Yeah, it's about time for a trailer. September, huh?
Yeah, right.
2 months away, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we'll
get a trailer soon.
Yeah.
I hope.
Hopefully,
My expectation for this is I just hope it becomes just a good guilty pleasure.
yeah. I'm sure it will.
I mean,
So we got some Tron 3 news.
Mm.
Disney exec says time is right for the sequel. Tron Legacy didn't exactly light the world on fire when it was released nearly 10 years ago, but its 400 million global box office haul was more than enough to convince its fans that it deserved a sequel. That sequel never came, but the cult status of the entire Tron franchise has done nothing but grow in the years since. The hype for more Tron has never been higher than it is today, and it appears that all of those patient fans may finally have something to celebrate. The folks at Disney's are most definitely looking into a sequel to Tron Legacy, with many feeling that the time is now right to explore more of the story. During an appearance on the Light the Fuse podcast, Disney music executive Mitchell Lieb opened up about the future of the Tron franchise, having overseen the production of Daft Punk's beloved work on Tron Legacy. Not only has Lieb been talking with the music duo about a sequel, but he also confirmed that there was already a script that Disney really likes. Now with Disney Plus alive and thriving, Tron 3 may actually happen. This is what he said. Now with Disney Plus, I think there's opportunities to be creating content that we otherwise wouldn't have been able to create, because we're in the movie business. We're in the big movie business, and unless it's a big movie idea, we don't make small movies. We've only after basically $1 billion Office hits. On the one hand, that's great. On the other hand, that's a very narrow sleeve to operate in. And Disney Plus, I think, is going to afford us the opportunity to expand and get much more diversified in the kind of content we can create. And Daft Punk has a bit of a television and movie development company and all kinds of things they're into, businesses they're into. So I had lunch with Paul Hahn to further a bit of a starting conversation that we're looking to making a sequel to Tron now. We're looking at Tron 3, and we've got a great script. I mean, a really phenomenal script that we're very excited about. Whereas the timing wasn't right to have done it years ago, I think we feel like the timing is right now, and I feel like we've learned a lot of lessons from that past movie. He says one of the most important pieces of the puzzle will be getting Daft Punk on board for another Tron, which is something the group is apparently open to. Disney also seems hopeful that Tron Legacy director Joseph Kosinski would return to helm the third movie. Basically right here it says a lot of things got to fall into the right places, but certainly there's an open-mindedness to it. So there's speculation that we may get a Tron 3 and it may come to Disney Plus, and
that's fine.
Hey, yeah, I'm cool with it.
I'm all down for watching another Tron movie, but where's this Tron hype that they're talking about?
I mean, I haven't seen any, but
I'm all down to watch one.
Yeah,
I like Tron.
Yeah. So
Tron's awesome.
We'll see what happens. And I think that would be the perfect place to do it. I mean, could you pull those same numbers? Could you make $500 million releasing a Tron film today?
Or next coronavirus.
Year? Well, I mean, you know what I mean.
I don't know, man. It's been 10 years since the last one.
Yeah, but I mean, the original Tron came out, the early 80s, mid 80s? And then you had the follow-up came out 10 years ago. I mean, they're going to have to do something really really special with it to bring in this new generation because it feels to me like the last Tron film came out right at the cusp of the comic book age.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are people going to be more turned on to go see it because of that, or are they going to be turned off from going to see it because why go see Tron when I can go see, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? You know what I'm saying?
But you've got to think too, man, that the very aesthetic of Tron is a consumer group in and of themselves as well. I mean, the whole techno, the neon, the whole cyberpunk computer aesthetic, that's,
Yeah.
I mean, there'll always be demand for shit like that, I think. And especially as that type of aesthetic is becoming more prominent in video games and,
Yeah.
like, I think it's not so much as it's people sitting around going, man, more Tron, give me more Tron. It's that what Tron inspired probably is what I think the demand is and where Tron would be perfect to market right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could definitely work. I'm down for more Tron, so that's I'm good with it,
I mean, where we're at in the world, I'm down for any good entertainment.
Yeah, for real, right?
Yeah, too bad they don't already have it made.
Right.
Yeah, right.
They say it feels like the right time. It's like, oh, you mean like a year and a half from now?
Maybe
You still
2
have the
years,
fucking
depending
movie
on.
made yet.
Yeah. So next up, we got why the Batman Who Laughs movie could be DC's next Joker. It says DC scored a major victory with the release of Joker last year. The film's modest budget and immense critical acclaim allowed it to become the most profitable comic book movie ever, with some major awards to go with it. More importantly, Joker opened up the playing field for what kind of DC comic movies that Warner Brothers is willing to make. Art house character pieces and standalone Elseworld tales of alternate versions of popular characters are suddenly viable possibilities for movies. And there's one character who needs his own Joker style movie, The Batman Who Laughs. Do you know who The Batman Who Laughs is, Adam?
I've heard y'all talk about it.
So,
Actually, it wasn't that long ago talking about it.
Yeah. So here it says that the Batman Who Laughs movie done right could strip away a lot of the larger comic book noise and Batman's world with its focused character story while offering the darkest and most horrid tinged version of a Batman movie we've ever seen. It's also a remarkably easy and affordable framework. First act. An intimate and thrilling Batman vs. Joker face-off with lots of great dialogue between the foes, and a final left turn into horror movie territory with the murder of parents, infection of kids, and Batman's brutal murder of the Joker. Second act. A psychological sci-fi horror drama as Bruce Wayne spends days in Wayne Manor Batcave trying to figure out Joker's toxin, as his Joker psyche emerges, causing a fierce internal battle within the man in the mirror. A thorough examination of who Bruce Wayne Batman is, and final twist when things go full slasher film as Batman commits his first Joker-style murder on a close friend or ally. Third act, a full-on comic book horror action flick as the Batman Who Laughs persona is born and kills his family and friends, consuming the world. One actor can play Batman and Joker. The Joker and Batman characters would be two different actors for the first act. However, the mental Joker Bruce Wayne battles internally and ultimately loses to could actually be the same actor playing Bruce Wayne in Joker makeup. It would keep the film on the same kind of character piece level and budget as Joker and give any number of big name actors that fans have nominated for both roles get their own Joaquin Phoenix shot at glory. And that dual casting would definitely stir mainstream interest for moviegoers. The origin story of the Batman Who Laughs is basically a prolonged conversation from creator Scott Snyder about how terrifying it would be if Batman took on Joker's mindset. As Snyder himself said to THR, he's basically Batman's worst nightmare come to life. Batman, if he was infected by the Joker toxin and lost all sense of ethics. What he wants to do in Gotham is bring Bruce's worst nightmares to life. We wanted to drive home the idea that he isn't the Joker. He's not the Joker wearing a Batman suit. He's the strategic, level-headed, clear-eyed Bruce Wayne, devoid of any kind of moral compass. His only concern is to survive. He's an apex predator, and in that way, he's the most terrifying character. While Batman Who Laughs was created as part of a far-out comic book storyline, a film about him can be something very different. Part of the Batman vs. Joker rivalry's appeal is different symbols the two foes represent, with law and order versus anarchy being a common one. Given the events of 2020's global protests and new social discourse about law, order, and the corruption of those institutions, the Batman Who Laughs story is now a timely and fertile ground for some good cinema. Seeing Batman corrupted into something dark, fascist, and evil would be a bold warning and deconstruction of the superhero archetype. So, I mean,
Got something to show y'all.
all
You know
right.
why it's so fresh on my mind?
Why?
Because a few weeks ago, I watched a YouTuber put one of those statues together. And I
Yeah.
took a screenshot of it so I could show it to y'all. I don't remember if I did, but I have it here. This thing's $1,500. Look how tall it is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, dude. Now that's the Batman Who Laughs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's like the Joker in a Batman suit. That's right.
Uh,
I
Yeah.
like what they're saying about it's two different people, and you have the Batman. He gets a hold of the shit. Maybe he does it to try to figure the Joker out. He's like he thinks he can fight it or something, and then it just takes over.
right. Well, I think that I kind of like the idea that they're going here, a psychological sci-fi horror drama, as Bruce Wayne spends days in Wayne Manor Batcave trying to figure out Joker's toxin, and as his Joker psyche emerges, causing a fierce internal battle with the man in the mirror. A thorough examination of who Bruce Wayne, Batman, is, and final twist when things go full slasher film as Batman commits his first Joker-style murder on a close friend or ally. So, I mean, if they could take it in that direction, and I like the
Mhm.
idea of casting the same person as both Batman and Joker
Mhm.
and actually having this full mental breakdown, like, because it would be very interesting to see Batman in the Batcave trying to figure all this shit out. And
Yeah.
then you also have the same actor dressed as the Joker
Mhm.
walking around in there, teasing him, mocking him,
Doing
fucking with his
shit.
head. Yeah, and then Alfred walks in and he's like, "Master Bruce, is everything okay?" And then whenever he looks around, he's fucking gone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And just have like this full breakdown. And like he goes out to try to do some superhero shit and he shows up there and he's fucking with him and he fucks up. You know what I mean? Like the idea of like something weighing like fucking with you that bad that you actually start to see it kind of
Yeah.
Fight Club style. You know what I mean? It would really start.
Psychological.
Yeah. That would be really interesting to see, and that would be something that I want. Do I
Yeah.
think that DC would push for it though? It's going to have to be a really, really, really fucking good script
Yeah.
for Warner Brothers and DC to be like, all right, we're going to do it.
Would that go rated R?
It would have to.
I mean, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's from the Dark Knight's Metal arc, and it's aesthetically it's got a good R rating because there's blood, violence,
Yeah.
all that
It looks
stuff.
fucking metal.
So that's something that I would enjoy watching. But man, it's gonna just like with that fucking Tron 3 shit, all the pieces are gonna have to perfectly
Yeah.
fall into place for something like that to
Well,
happen.
And it depends on how all this other shit plays out.
Mm-hmm.
The Snyder Cut and everything, how all this plays out.
Well, I mean, it could still be its own standalone thing.
Of course it will, but just how's it gonna do? You know, of course it's gonna make a shitload of money. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
not
I
worried
think-
about it's gonna be bad. I mean, like before they make stuff like that, because that right there could go straight to the streaming service.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I think- I
'cause you
think
gotta
with
be a, you know,
With what Joker was able to pull off,
yeah,
and what it was able to rake in and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think that if someone set the goal high enough and they wrote it well enough, then they could actually pull that
Yeah,
off
yeah.
in a very interesting way.
Oh, yeah.
But man,
It's just
I
like,
mean, it's hard enough to sell a Joker movie, a standalone Joker movie written and directed by Todd Phillips. It's going to be even harder to, and even though the other Batman has gained so much fucking popularity in the past couple of years,
yeah,
like it's blown the fuck up.
yeah.
And so you've got a built-in fan base there that's going to go see it just because they know the story and the oddity of it. But how are you going to win over fucking
Studio?
Susie Q fucking movie watcher?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're gonna have to make it real psychological.
When that Joker movie came out, they were like, "This movie's fucked up.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have put it out." And then a few months later, we're fucking burning cities down, dude. You know?
yeah.
You get what you fucking deserve. Wow. I'm not saying that the movie made everybody do this shit.
Want to clarify that?
Yeah.
I hear you.
I don't want the studio coming after me, dude.
Man, fuck
Have
Warner
to cease and
Brothers.
desist. Like, did you say? And they read it back to me. I'm like, no.
Yeah, they pull the episode up.
But it would be
the
awesome.
space bar. If the studio came after you.
No, if they come after me, it'll just be over. But
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I would watch it too for sure. So there's a possibility that the man himself, Keanu Reeves, may be returning as Constantine in a new HBO Max movie from J.J. Abrams.
I mean, HBO Max seems to be the gift that's promising
on
to keep
giving.
on giving.
I mean,
Yeah, so
it's the new Netflix.
yeah. So the rumor mill is buzzing with speculation over J.J. Abrams taking on a new live-action Constantine movie, which could star Keanu Reeves. Warner Brothers is reportedly teaming up with Abrams to produce a new live-action Constantine movie. The upcoming project will reportedly be made for the HBO Max streaming service. This new report comes after comic book fans were buzzing about a potential Zatanna standalone movie over the weekend. DC rumors have been all over the place due to the upcoming DC fandom event, and many are anticipating some big Constantine-related news on that day, along with some other highly anticipated projects like Snyder's Cut of Justice League. In addition to the Abrams news, it also been reported that Warner Brothers is looking to bring back Keanu Reeves. In November 2012, it was reported that Guillermo del Toro and the studio were considering a project featuring DC Comics supernatural characters, which included Constantine. At the time, it was unclear if the movie would be directly connected to 2005's Constantine. In 2019, Reeves stated that he would be more than happy to return to the role. It is believed that Warner Brothers intends to utilize HBO Max in order to build up the Justice League Dark team before heading into a massive big screen project like Avengers Infinity War or Endgame. This has been rumored for quite a bit now, but it has yet to be officially confirmed at this point in time, though the buzzing appears to be getting a lot louder at the moment, especially with the Abrams news. HBO Max has the mythical Snyder Cut on the way, which is something a lot of people did not see coming, including the director himself. With the streaming service, Warner Brothers has a chance to do some major things that they were not able to pull off on the big screen, and it will be interesting to see how this all pans out. Bringing Keanu Reeves back for a new Constantine project could be huge, while also giving Disney Plus some solid competition with their Marvel Cinematic Universe projects. Constantine hit theaters in 2005 and was a hit with comic book fans. While it received mixed reviews from critics, it went on to gross over $230 million globally against an initial $100 million production budget. The movie has only gotten bigger over time, becoming a cult classic while creating a want for a sequel at the same time. Constantine franchise kept going on the small screen with Matt Ryan's TV series that was only around for a short time. Even the TV series was met with praise from fans who have demanded that the studio bring it back. Maybe HBO Max will be the place where that happens. For now, we'll just have to wait and see. Murphy's Multiverse was the first to report on the Abrams and Constantine news.
Murphy's
I'll-
Multiverse.
Yeah, I loved the Keanu Reeves Constantine.
Yeah, man. Kick
I know
ass.
that- Yeah, I know that it was a lot different than the.
Top and-
Yeah,
It's an action movie, dude.
but I mean, they did so much fucking right, dude. They did so much right in that movie. Like the ending when the devil shows up is
Mhm.
still one of my favorite things ever. That shit, and then whenever he starts going to heaven and he turns around and flips the devil off, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
just little things like that when he goes to hell, all this stuff. It was a great movie. And you would think that it would get a sequel because it doubled it.
Didn't they
doubled
make a second
plus.
one?
No, they made a series and that was it. But it had Matt Ryan in it. Yeah, I don't think it got a sequel because of the critics' pan of the film, but I thought it was a great movie though. It was fucked up. It dealt with demons and fucked up crazy devil shit. You know,
Mhm.
if they bring Keanu Reeves back as Constantine, I'll be happy. I said it. That's right. I said it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. But
Yeah.
yeah,
We need to do that on the pod soon. I haven't watched it in a minute.
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
It came out 2005.
Yeah. I remember watching it back in the day and I was like, people shit on it. And I'm like, dude, this is which I never read any of the stories at the time or anything like that. But I'm like, as a movie, it's not a bad movie.
Well, we
Yeah,
could,
it was a good time.
him being the movie star that he is, we could throw him a whole month sometime and do like Constantine, fucking Devil's Advocate.
John Wick.
You know, yeah. I have never
Yeah.
seen the first one, but I saw the other two. The
First one's
second
good.
one, the second one was all right, but that third one, y'all, it was just like, I mean, if you want to see some action, that's your movie.
Yeah.
Because it's just running and gunning the whole fucking time, dude. Like, never running out of bullets.
Right.
Just the whole time. But he's a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably in better shape now than he was back then when he did the other one.
Yeah. We should do a Keanu Reeves month soon. That'd be a great fucking time.
But yeah.
I got
Down
one
with it.
more. Yeah, I'm down with it. I got one more movie news. This is the last one. This is something that I didn't know was happening. So Hemsworth
Dude, is
is
this
doing
real?
a Hulk Hogan biopic. All right.
Is this real? This
This
ain't
is
real.
real.
Did you fact check this?
Thor and Extraction star Chris Hemsworth has become well known for his physique. Ooh.
Yeah.
With the actor having become a walking set of biceps since his introduction into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The actor is taking on the upcoming Hulk Hogan biopic. Hemsworth recently revealed that playing the Hulkster is going to require him put on even more size than that of the famous Asgardian.
Yeah, just a little bit.
This movie is going to be a really fun project, he said. As you can imagine, the preparation for the role will be insanely physical. I will have to put on more size than I ever have before, even more than I put on for Thor. There is the accent as well as the physicality and the attitude. So, at least he's got his priorities in check here.
Yeah.
He's got to get the fucking attitude, the physicality of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the accent, dude. The trifecta of the Hulks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's going to have to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
But who's doing it? Who's this coming
says,
from?
The as yet untitled movie will follow Hulk Hogan's rise through the wrestling ranks during the 1980s and will likely cover the explosion of Hulkmania in the WWF during the rock and wrestling era.
Yes.
The movie will no doubt feature portrayals of other legends of the sport, including the likes of Roddy Piper, King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, and Sergeant Slaughter. The project was first announced back in February last year, with Joker's Todd Phillips rumored to
Yes.
direct, though that is unconfirmed, and the rest of the cast remains unknown. Currently, Netflix holds exclusive rights to the movie's release.
Oh shit, dude! As soon as you said Randy Savage, I did that thing where I put my fingers up and I did the little Randy Savage thing.
Yeah.
Cause dude, who they gonna get to play that?
Who's gonna play fucking Roddy Piper, dude?
I don't know. I don't know. I would say Roddy Piper, but he's dead.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Sergeant Slaughter. Some of those are easy to pull off. Ultimate Warrior. Throw some paint on them. Come out with fucked up hair. But dude, we're talking. I'm glad it's to the 80s that they want to do because
Yeah.
he had a good 10-year run there, and then he just kind of started going down, and down. So they picked the good years.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be great. And I hope they put some money behind it, and if fucking what's his name can do it, man, I'm sure it'll be somewhat of a comedy.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, there's comedy there. When you look at that mock-up of Hemsworth and the holster thing, I'm like, dude,
Randy Savage, dude.
yeah.
And that's gonna be so
Ooh.
fucking funny.
They need Jake the Snake up in here too. They need to go all out.
Oh, I'm sure they will. So it says here that Hemsworth is clearly delighted to be given the opportunity to explore the bizarre world of wrestling, with the actor saying previously how fascinated he is by the sport. Look, I haven't read the script yet. I know it's being written now and worked on. I know very little about that. It's sort of in the process now. He said back in April, I'm just fascinated by the world. I think they're pretty keen to show a side of the world that people haven't seen before. I'm as intrigued as you are.
Oh,
Dude, I can't fucking wait.
they're gonna show that backstage politics, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's gonna be showing how it goes down. You never see a rest of the movie where they're backstage. He's like, all right, here's how it's going down. Kind of like that movie, The Wrestler.
Yeah.
They did a good job at. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Just a beat up piece of meat, but that'll be cool. Have them going out doing the matches, but what was happening back there?
Yeah.
I bet fucking Vince McMahon's gonna hate it.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I would think he would have to sign off on some of that shit. So
well, I
if
mean,
the
if
script is good, it doesn't paint him as being
an asshole.
Well, giving him steroids is a big thing around this time.
Yeah.
If they mention that, you won't see a WWF logo or anything. I'm
That's
just
fine.
saying, you won't hear the music. There's no way.
Yeah.
Because he did it, but you
Yeah.
don't like to admit it. So that could be an issue. You think they'll go there? I think they will.
I think they have to.
They
dude.
have to, dude, because it was happening. So
I mean, it's in their best interest to cover what
because
really.
we all
happened.
know it happened. So
Yeah.
damn, you're gonna see Hulk like straight up hitting a needle right before
That's
he walks
fine.
out.
Yeah.
Give me two, brother. Right in the shoulders.
I'm pretty excited about that, man. I mean, that's a fucking brilliant idea.
It
You know
is.
what I mean?
Not different.
Yeah. And who better to kind of be the focal point of it than the Hulkster?
I mean, that was the biggest star at the time.
Yeah. I mean, brilliant idea. I'm excited, man.
Yeah. 100%.
So now we just got trailers. I can't believe they're making a Hulk biopic, dude.
No, I'm on that. What's funny is he's like, I don't. So here's what they did. They met with him. This was probably around the time they were doing Extraction.
Yeah.
Since it's Netflix, they're like, hey, we got this movie in the works. Here's the script. We also want to talk to you about another one.
Yeah.
And this one, we don't have a script, but we can tell you what happens.
Yeah.
Give him a little crash course. And they're like, will you play the Hulk? And he's like, I'm down. That's a great pick. Yes, me. I think he'll do it. He'll be able to hold the fucking.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? We're gonna see fucking Thor out there doing the wind up to the ear.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be
hitting the crowd with it.
Yeah.
little coke powder on his nose.
The promos, dude.
He comes out fucking. That's gonna be great.
It is. Biopic, dude.
I am
I'm
excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. American Pickle.
Yeah, we got some trailers here. We don't
I
have
was
a
just
lot.
gonna play these trailers without you guys' audio, but now that I see the first trailer,
Yeah.
don't think I can do that. So hang on one second.
I mean, Trav, who are you gonna cast as Randy Savage?
Randy Savage.
Yeah, in the Hulkster biopic.
That's hard, dude.
Cast an unknown.
Yeah, find somebody
Yeah.
that can do it.
Let that be their role,
Yeah.
man.
Who's that comedian that can do his voice?
Soder. Dan
You think
Soder.
Think he can buff up and pull it off?
He's tall and not the right.
He's not the right build.
Not. He's like a lanky fucking,
Yeah.
He would just look weird out there, but his voice would be perfect.
Who are they gonna cast as Mean Gene?
I don't know. Mean
I
Gene's
mean-
still kicking, I think. They can just get him back in there, dye his hair. Mean Gene, you're looking kind of rough today, baby. Like, I'll tell you, I'm feeling rough.
Oh man.
Mean Gene was
It might be too much, but Danny DeVito.
he could do it.
I was
What
thinking
if?
put
I'll go ahead.
Danny McBride.
Dude, I was gonna say, what if he played Piper though?
Oh my god.
He comes out, he's playing Piper, and you're like, is this fucking Danny McBride? What the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
But we want to put him in everything.
You're right.
They're
we
like, they're
do.
making a new space movie. It's like Danny McBride. And that people are like, that's fucking stupid. And then he comes out in a space movie.
Yeah, and he blows everybody away. It's like we've been trying to tell y'all motherfuckers
I'm
for
sleeping
years.
on McBride.
I mean, come
Fucker's a
on.
national treasure.
No, Danny McBride should play Jim Duggan.
He could do that. Oh yeah. Yeah. Who's gonna play Mr. Perfect? They probably won't even have him in the movie.
I'm sure they could get fucking Chris Pine or
Yeah.
Chris Pratt. One of the Chris's in
One of
there.
the Chris's will do it.
Yeah, I'm sure that they'll
Yeah,
be
give me
able
a Chris.
to- Yeah, I don't care which one it is. Stat, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, Pratt if he's available.
Yeah.
We'll take Pine.
What about Evans?
Chris Evans?
Yeah.
Play a different wrestler. Who could he play?
Maybe
Ultimate Warrior?
this is just a shot in the dark, but you know who could play Randy Savage?
Who?
Shia LaBeouf.
He could probably do it and just kill it.
Oh my
Probably,
god.
dude. He just have to
Yeah.
bulk up a little, not too much, because they were doing coke these days. So
Yeah.
a little muscle on you, I bet he could
Yeah.
do it. Dude, he would fucking get an Oscar if he played Randy Savage in that movie.
Yeah.
Did you know he would watch the old tapes and just get it down pat?
Or Bradley Cooper, maybe.
Bradley Cooper could probably do it. Hey, he's actually a pretty good. He does impressions. I've seen him
Does
do
he?
that. He does Al Pacino, and
Wow,
what was
I didn't
the
know
one he did? He did Kevin Spacey. Not as popular these days, but it was at the time.
Yeah.
Who would play Vince McMahon?
Oh, gotta get some fucking unknown dude that kind of looks like him.
Or that guy who was always the dad in all those 90s movies, like the dad from Richie Rich.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the dad character.
Yeah.
Travis, have you
Mm.
seen this trailer?
No.
Whoa.
Look at this picture.
An American Pickle.
I'm gonna drop this real quick.
Where you putting it? General? Oh, yeah. He's on steroids for sure,
Oh
That's
man, what's that guy? He played General Hux in Star Wars.
Oh, the redheaded guy from fucking Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about his dad last week.
Why were we
Don
talking
Hall
about his dad?
Gleason, is that his name?
That's it.
Yeah,
Don Hall Gleason should play Vince McMahon.
I could see that.
I mean, dude, whatever I hope that Todd Phillips does the directing on that would be
Right.
great.
Yeah,
Well, he was growing up then.
yeah. for
Anybody
sure.
that was here when that shit was happening, especially a kid. Hulk
Yeah,
Hogan was like a superhero.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He was like a superhero in the cartoon, wasn't he? They had some cartoon. It was like Hulk and Friends or something.
yeah.
He was kicking ass. All right, let's watch this. Who's in it? What's his name?
Joe, Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Joe Rogan, but
Too many Rogans.
yeah.
You ready,
No
Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Is this a Netflix? No, this is HBO Max. Nobody saw him fall in. Little. It's like Encino Man meets a Jewish Borat. Yes. What a random ass story.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good though.
It definitely looks like his attempt at making Encino Man
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I update it?
a little more serious.
Yeah.
So next up, we got Above Suspicion, Amelia Clark.
Khaleesi?
Yeah,
She'll forever be Khaleesi, dude.
yeah. She's
Mother
like,
of
I don't want.
Dragons.
She don't want to fuck. She wants to make love, dude.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this an ad?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Reload
whoa.
it. Okay. I don't
Somebody,
get ads. I have YouTube Premium. Somebody what?
somebody commented said, "All I know is my dad will watch this because he's obsessed with her."
Think about it before you comment next time. You know,
Yeah, for real, right?
comment's gonna live forever there. Are y'all
Yeah.
ready?
Yes.
Ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. What'd you say? Above suspicion?
Suspicion.
See these trees? Is this Khaleesi with a southern accent?
Is this a trailer or a ASMR fucking track?
Trailer trash.
That's Johnny Knoxville. See there?
Make
He
sure
looks like a
all
good
my
cop.
all my consonants pop when I talk.
Thought I saw Johnny Knoxville a minute ago, but I don't think. Uh-oh.
When the cartel comes to Woodville, Alabama.
Dude, whenever he's done fooling around with her, he'll kill her so his wife doesn't find her.
Yeah.
He'll have to. Look. Look, it is Johnny Knoxville. But he ain't answering. He used her. He used her. He's psycho. Uh-oh.
Pregnancy, betrayal, Southern women. This is the kind of movie that I'm going to hear someone go, "Have you seen Above Suspicion?" That's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. They should have called it trailer trash, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Regular cash.
It's a long way from the top.
If you want
mean-
to rock and roll.
I'll watch it if we do it on the pod.
I mean, just to answer, yes, I've seen that fucking movie.
Yeah. We
Like,
did a whole fucking episode.
Yeah.
of that. Go listen.
let me guess, she gets help from the most like unlikely places. The guy she's been cock blocking the whole film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna
Or-
help you kill that federal cop.
It's low key the story of a guy breaking out of the friend zone.
I'm gonna help you kill that federal
Federal
cop. Oh my god.
She said, "Did you get that girl pregnant?" And he was just looking at her and shaking his head, and she slaps him. Pregnancy. Now you know we're in some white trash shit here, you know?
Yeah.
If there's not a shot, like I guarantee you, at some point in this movie, there's going to be a shot of somebody staring at a mirror when they get up in the morning, and they're going to pop a Xanax.
Yeah. Some kind of pills will be popped.
Somebody's
think
going to
at the
walk
end
in
of
with
the
a
movie-
six-pack of beer and be like, "Hey,
At the
where's
end
Teresa?"
of the movie, it said, based on a true story from a segment from Jerry Springer. You get her pregnant?
Yeah. How can you do this to me?
Like the hot moment at the end, it just shows like an old ass TV, and it zooms in on it when Jerry goes, "Take care of yourself." Zoom and each other.
He did use the girl, though. He gave her money, and it wasn't working, so he was like, all right, I'm going to slide her some D.
She wants the dick.
Yeah. I'm going to be like, I'm going to rescue you if you help me bust these people. And then she comes back later, and she's like, what about me? And he's like, I got a job and a family.
Yeah.
It's like,
He looked like he was cut out of a book. That's what she said. Cut out of a magazine.
I
I
mentioned this, what were you going to say?
I just love how when people that aren't
Yeah.
from the South do Southern accents.
What do you think they do? Take them to like Virginia or something? Drop them off?
don't-
Or
They need to take them to fucking Fackler.
I don't
oh
know.
shit, dude!
You know what I
They
mean?
be
know
mumbling
how-
though.
Yeah, it's like everyone, like most actors' default Southern accent is like, we're just gonna sound like everyone's still in the antebellum
Yeah.
South.
Yeah.
It's like,
Every time I hear it, I'm like, "Gone." Okay, you watched Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
All
He's
right.
like 100 years old.
like
Okay.
the only one that gets a pass is Brad Pitt because it's usually a pretty good fucking movie he's having
Yeah.
to be in.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
went down to Louisiana.
Oblige him. The next
Alright,
movie we got is called Die Hard.
With
Now, I've
Kevin
seen this
Hart.
trailer.
I haven't watched it yet.
I
Let's
feel like
go.
I've already seen it.
Well, you'll see what he's doing here. You ready?
I'm ready.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1, play.
You know he's too little for that motorcycle.
It's a little motorcycle too, and he's still too little.
It's fucking John Travolta.
Bald. In his true form. Just me. This looks funny as hell. Like,
I mean,
don't look bad.
It
No.
dances. It dances the line.
I can't believe they got John Travolta to say all that shit.
I know.
I feel like
Especially
that.
with the news. You remember.
I feel like that scene was. I feel like this movie was wrote or written, and Kevin Hart was like, "I'm gonna do the Joe Rogan podcast to try to see if he'll be in this movie," and Joe Rogan was like, "No,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Ugh, god damn it, who do I get?" Yeah,
John
John Travolta was like, "I'll dress like
Yeah.
Joe Rogan."
I'll do it. It's weird.
Boom. Follow Me horror movie.
Follow me horror movie.
Follow me and everything is all right.
That would be a
I'll
horror
be the
film.
one to nah, if that's not the theme song,
All right, Uncle Cracker.
I'm ready.
You ready, Trev?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. What we got?
Believe I can guarantee.
Oh, in real life here, he's a influencer. Oh, dude, it's YouTuber the movie.
Yeah.
Is this the Jake Paul story?
Oh, he's hanging out with the wrong people. He's about to go into some fucking. Uh-oh. Oh my god, it's like a Saw escape room.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucked up.
Oh, it's Saul.
Yeah. Saw escape room, that's what I was saying. Check them out.
Oh, so we're gonna rip off Cradle of Fear from decades ago and make Red Rooms? That's what this is. It's YouTube influencer gets caught in Russia and thrown in a red room.
Yeah. Straight up kill room.
But the viewership and the fucking community comes to his rescue. Because he gets 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah, but he's gonna have to kill everybody to get out of there. Look. Whoa.
Follow me and everything is all right.
I mean, okay.
Next, I'm kind of excited about this next one. Valley of the Gods.
Mhm.
John Malkovich, Josh Hartnett. I'm excited.
How many people you think Malkovich is gonna play?
At least 4.
Alright.
Sounds good, but will it cinema?
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, play. Till it's cinema. What's this? The Sandman.
The audiobook.
Oh. Whoa. Check that room out. That room screams I got money. Fucking right. Steppenwolf over here.
Sweet.
Look at that
Oh.
limo going around them curves. Something ain't right here.
Snake,
Dude, it's a
dude.
snake. That's spooky. Oh, he's fucking Dr. Parnassus, dude. Whoa. What's the guy from Watchmen? It looks trippy. The Indian shit's throwing me off. I'm like,
This is
that's trippy.
this is what happened after Harry left Hogwarts.
I want to know what's going on there for
Yeah.
sure.
They don't give you much, do they?
It looks interesting though.
So this next thing is just a proof of concept, but it had fucking Kit Harington in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a minute long. So I figured,
Oh. You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. To me, I feel like the guy should be a little older than him, but I'll allow it. Mad. Vehicle acquired. You know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Get off my horse, boss. Hmm. I'd watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, a proof of concept, but it's not a bad proof of concept,
Where'd
you
they get
know?
that footage of him in the cowboy get up?
I think they shot it for it, right?
Oh. I thought someone just took clips of movies and put them together.
No, I
Well, the
think
fact
that's
that there's footage of him dressed up, they went that far. That might be a thing. I bet they leaked that out there just to see what people would say about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's usually how they do shit. Now it's like, let's leak it, and if they freak out, we won't touch it. But I'm down with it.
Yeah,
You just
I'm
straight up
interested.
top it off with a wrestling movie trailer.
Yeah. This movie's out. And by the way, the movie released in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is an hour and 54 minutes long.
Okay.
So when we watch that, keep that in mind when we watch this trailer.
All right. You ready, Trav? Parts
Yeah.
unknown.
Yeah.
Is this a story about the Undertaker? 3, 2, 1, play. Is that a wood chipper? Well, that dude's a character. His face is fucked up. He needs some fucking lotion, dude. Okay. Mm-mm. You gonna kill that pregnant lady? I feel like he's got to hit him with a Negan lean, right?
yeah.
When I saw that upside down cross, I was like, somebody's listening to Carpenter Brute. You know what I'm saying?
That movie is an hour and 54 minutes and 59 seconds long. I mean,
So it's a washed up wrestler, and he's like, I'm fucking everybody up.
yeah.
All right. Definitely a B movie.
Yeah.
Might be hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
A little long. Let's see. Are we going back with our original? Are we going on with Interstellar?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
That's it. Interstellar next week.
What sci-fi in July?
That was it.
Okay.
Now y'all remember.
At the
Asked y'all
very
earlier,
end.
y'all didn't know shit. Like, I'm like, what were you? I don't know. And I was like, damn, now I feel dumb. That was it. I'm gonna write it down if I don't do it next time. But what's that shit? I find July. Yeah. Interstellar next week.
I'm excited.
Watch Independence Day.
Do it.